Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will continue to claim that knowingly sending Ukraine weapons designed in 1960s, 60s, or 50s is a crime. Whatever government sending Ukraine tanks, airplanes, anything that was designed in the 1950s or 60s or even 70s, it's a crime. They want to send F-16s, crime. They want to send now, in this article that I have here, 80 tanks. These tanks were designed in the 50s and early 60s. I would not put my child, or I would not go in that kind of tank to fight the Russians. I could go and fight, I don't know, the Albanians or something, but not the Russians. No offense to Albania. I don't know their capability nowadays, but you know what I mean. I was trying to find a country that I think that, has a rusty army. So let me show you this article coming from the New Voice of Ukraine, where the Germans are really, it's like you have a pair of shoes that are not good, and old and rugged and like shit, and you give it to someone to wear them and use them as good. But if you don't like them, if they're not good for you anymore, they're old and used and stinky, you give it to someone else, what is this? This is how some people treat other kind of people. So Ukrainians, you're treated like shit. That's what you are, treated like shit. But hey, if you have Zelensky, Zmihal, Yermak, you used to have Yernikov, now you have Umerov, what do you expect? Respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, don't expect others to respect yourself. And you have to earn respect. The New Voice of Ukraine, January 25. Germany to supply Ukraine with 80 tanks in 2024. I was like, wow, 80 tanks. I was expected maybe Leopard, the Great One, and nah, it's a different kind of Leopard. Don't worry. Berlin plans to provide Ukraine with additional Iris-T air defense systems and more than 80 Leopard 1A5 main battle tanks in 2024. German Defense Minister this Boris Pistorius announced on January 24th. My dear German people, Boris Pistorius does not work in your interest. He's not working for you guys. Got that? And he's handling a lot of money. A message on the ministry's website outlined the 2024 Ukraine military aid program as follows. Papa Rab Gepard, over 80 Leopard 1A5 main battle tanks, artillery systems with more than 230,000 shells, armored personal carriers, armored bridging vehicles, 450 reinforced vehicles. That's a lot of them. Okay, all right. Well, additionally, this year the Bundeswehr plans to train 10,000 Ukrainian troops at its training ranges. Are those 10,000 going to be Ukrainians or going to be Germans? I mean, they're going to be Germans, they're going to end up in Ukraine, and these guys are going to tell us that those actually are going to be Ukrainians. I don't think they're Ukrainians, I think they're Germans. That's my gut feeling. I'm entitled to have gut feelings, as more than half of our population is entitled to have this kind of way of finding the truth based on gut feelings. I have a gut feeling. Zero. Evidence. Fact. That's evidence. Okay. All right. Germany has previously announced a supply of 6 Sea-King Mk1, which again, where I made a video on that, were designed in 69. No, in 60 something, and the first batch was in 69. They were made in 69. Used. My friends, this is garbage. Let's see this Leopard 1. What does it bring to us? So the Kampfpanzer Leopard 1, also known as Leopard 1, before the Leopard 2, simply known as the Kampfpanzer Leopard, is the main battle tank designed by Porsche and manufactured by Krauss Maffei in West Germany. First entering service, brace yourselves, 1965, 20 years after the Second World War, came into service. Look back, look here on the right side of the screen. I'm going to bring it straight. In service in some idiot countries from 165 until present. Designed, see here, 56 to 61. So it was, what, 11 years after the war they designed that. They started designing it. From 56. Produced, they don't produce anymore, right there, you see? Not produced. From 65 to 1984. I'm not going to get in that freaking, how do you call it, death trap. You send your child if you want over there. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. It's like someone, I don't know, fights a military that has automatic weapons, bazookas, grenades, and other things, and you supply him with knives, and you say, take these 80 knives, you're going to do a good job over there. What are you talking about? No, I'm not going to go. No. Or muskets. No, it's not going to be that way. And these guys are really thinking that they're doing something great for Ukraine, providing with weapons, with more than 80 tanks. I consider this a crime. Yes, I consider it. Because, and you're planning. You know these are garbage, and you send them over there. Why? You wouldn't use them. You don't use them because they're not good for you, for your people. But you give to the other guys to do what? And you can say, well, better than nothing. How about no war? Let's start with that one. What do you mean better than nothing? I mean, that's an idiotic, that would be the only thing, the only argument. First could be, no, there's still good tanks. I don't buy that one whatsoever. No. Why don't you drive a 1959 designed car? Thank you very much. No. Then, I mean, I drove, but they're called antique cars. You know, you can drive a, I don't know, Chevrolet Corvette 1976 or something like that. Beautiful. Or maybe, I don't know, Ford Mustang SS, wasn't that, in 68? Beautiful car. But you're not going to drive that, and that's a modified. If you drive the same kind of thing, expect a little bit of a rough 12-cylinder consumption and smoke behind you and so on. Okay. So quality, no, they're not performant, let's put it this way, or reliable. And this is a war machine. So it can't be. You know they're not good. You don't use them anymore. But you give to someone else to use. That's a crime. And the Ukrainians take it. That's an insult. That's an insult. And what they're going to say? Well, we're not going to send you anything. Don't send anything. What are you talking about? It's like you send here is a house for you so you can stay, but it has no roof. No, thank you. It's the same thing as being under the bridge. Better. Actually, under the bridge. I don't need this kind of help. But since they think of the Ukrainian nation as being supposedly just, well, they care. I mean, we got what? We got about 41 million. We used to have about 141, 42 million Ukrainians. Now they're about 19 millions in over there fighting. They're going to be the men who will fight and will die. And then we're going to bring men from, let's say, Africa or some other places to make sure they create the Ukraine. They keep the Ukrainian nation going. Is that what it's going to be? Because they're going to say after this, we have a man shortage. What are we going to do? Let's import some Romanians, right? No, Romanians are already going to be fucked the same way the Germans are and the other ones. And I didn't mention Africa just because, but you get the hint. Why can't you do it with your own nation? When you hear these guys, well, we need for the economy. That means your policy sucks. If the economy needs reinforcement from outside because these guys don't want to work, you're not in an economic boom. In an economic boom, you need labor force, a lot of it, and you don't have it, right? And I never heard of full employment unless you're in communist times. So you always keep a 6%, about 6% unemployed, so you can interchange them. You can keep them fight, so it's competition. So that means you can depress the wage. That's what it is. But if you have 99 employment, you have to pay them more because you have a smaller labor market over there that you can play with. You can play 15 fighting for a job, or you can play 2. If you have 2 fighting for the same job, they can, you have to give them a lot of money to these 2. You have to negotiate with them. But if you have 100 over there for the same job, you don't like my offer, out. You don't like my offer, you have people to choose from. So bring a lot of immigrants that would work for less than the natives. What are they going to do? The natives have to drop their demands. No more boats for you, no more vacations for you, no more houses for you, no more this and no more that for you. Why? Because the other guys are going to work for less than you work. Definitely, I know that firsthand. When I came here, I said I would have worked as a teacher half price. Just fire Johnny, Melissa, Jamie, and Tom as teachers, and I take their job. 50% off. But no, they have a union. They even though they are not supposed to, as public servants, you can't have a union, but somehow they have. And no, we can. But anyway, not gonna get in that detail. Public employees, government employees, they cannot strike, as far as I remember. And as in school, you are a public employee, you are a state employee, you are a governmental employee. But well, rules, yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Don't send those weapons. Make peace. Yesterday. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.